Should I even be saying hello? Um, well, this video is, you know, about, you see the title down there, right? So the title is what it is, just as it's written. So much has happened, and if you want to know what happened in the details, do click on the videos before this video, titled Medicaid Transportation Games. Also, Black Business Part 1 and Part 2. Dude, there are other videos on this channel, and definitely that's related to how we are today. So you have to review that from the beginning to know, well, draw a better picture, so forth, of what happened. So the latest that happened that wasn't on the previous video, wake up Monday morning to get a confirmation code for mileage reimbursement. This same old Medicaid broker call center, we got some more he said, she said didn't occur. Like, okay. It ain't even okay. It's, So, what has happened is that they have in their records, and I asked I asked several ways afterwards. It has been reported that your child no longer attends the school. I said, well, who reported that? Well, that facility reported it. I said, are you saying the school reported that? Yeah. I said, my child went there all last week. That can't be true. What you mean the school reported that? And of course, if you see the other videos, you'll have a majority, at least half the incidents that occurred repetitively with this company, and they have no care. That's why I hate using special ed services. I really do. I hate using poor services also. And thing is, trifling, generic, and selfish people, whew, they got to stay far away from me. They cannot be the only option that you have to deal with, or that you keep encountering or coming across. So who would do, so the date that they gave was June 3rd, 2:32 p.m. Well, that's one of the coincidental days that, allegedly the cab company, the dispute outside that, occurred. That same day they was called for the mileage, to get the mileage confirmations that same day. So I don't find out till waking up on June 13th. They didn't started something else. So I went to the facility on yesterday, Wednesday, June 15th. I went to the facility to go get my child's records. I want to know everything that's on your log. So this is just not an assumption. This is no more wondering. This is no more thinking. I want everything that's on my child's file. We need to get to the bottom of this here, because there is some fraud happening. There's people pretending to be, and this is transportation services, along with, canceling out that I'm filing reports for mileage reimbursement and my child don't go there. So let's get back to that Monday. After, we get back and forth, we got into it about, yes, my child attended school, and I asked several times, because I knew that incident was going to turn into he said, she said, no, I didn't say, and they say. So I called the school. I said, well, look, they are saying that your school reported that my child no longer attends there. No, don't know why that's happening. So waited a while, got a call. Oh, well, they say you could claim the mileage reimbursement. They said this and that. Well, what they told you is not what they told me. And I asked several times. It just wasn't I took the first answer and hung up and misheard. No, I kept the conversation going, and I wasn't arguing off the topic or arguing off the statement. So then when I called back after I'm told, yeah, you can go, the school called and said, yeah, you can file mileage reimbursement, and they told them something different. When I called back, the lady was about to start up with me again, said, no, you can't claim mileage reimbursement. I said, you better refresh that screen. And so, I was able to claim it, but it's still a safety, a concern matter, because if that could be done, who to say somebody won't call and pretend to be me and pretend to pick up my child? Or any incident. First, the fact that that's happening to my child's record. You a call center. You have over a couple of 100,000 disabled people, and probably at least close to I'm gonna say 600,000 at a minimum. It may not even be 600,000. Okay, but it's close to it. Even if it's 50 or 60% of it, you get what I'm saying. That you're gonna take the time out, and this stuff is repetitively happen on my child account. I don't know anybody within that company at all that has the energy, or even oh, they went to high school. Nobody in that company, and don't you have production logs to do? So why you keep lollygagging and nagging on my child's account? How does my child account keep getting attacked coincidentally? I don't know anybody in that company. I have no relationship, having did no extra services to the point to where you're going to intentionally pull my child's file. And this stuff here keeps happening. And it just was extremely excessive with his steady, once he started school, it became extremely excessive. Was it happening before? You had a company, they tell you, well, they didn't have a car seat, even though you see it on the roster. You have a company, whether the traffic cut off or they need to take a detour, they don't want to come pick you up. Or they make it didn't have your trip to go, but not a trip to come back kind of thing. And that was the matters before. But the canceling of the canceling of his rides, the rescheduling, like it kept getting rerouted for some reason. Somebody has to be physically going into that computer thinking of my child. Something has to be going on with that. So as I should have did, requested my child's records. When I went to the door, the first question I asked, is this the front office? Yes, you have the front office. I said, well, I'm coming to get my child's, medical records. And then I made the statement again with a different usage of words. I said, I come to serve you with a paper to get my child's medical records. No, this is not the address you're supposed to have. They said the address that was on the sign out there. So I went over to that location, and they said, no, we don't do that. I said, well, I keep getting a runaround, and it's been months. I'm getting a runaround. I said, this was the exact address. I said, I know the zip code was wrong. I said that I specifically said in two different ways, medical records. And I was given a card, and it's like, well, I'm gonna send I was referred to go back over there, because she said, and when you go back over there, have me on the phone, because our address should not be listed there, and we don't do that. I go back over there. I had the lady on the phone, and she told me, well, what is your child name? Oh, I'm calling the cops on you. And there they go. They didn't gave out my number, but their address is so private. Even with me having a contract on file of my address being private, they give out my stuff. they didn't gave out my number and stuff like that on what was a civil matter, and what I, by HIPAA rights, health privacy information, have a right to access, obtain at any time I feel like it. They have no paperwork on how you can get it. They have none of that. They have nothing on their site, and of course, you call the call center. We didn't had it out several times, so obviously, this is why we're here to this point today. A whole bunch of he said, she said. I'm gonna keep you all updated of this matter here because they had, they have been the situation starters. First of all, causing a uncordial, causing a causing a division that turned into a gossip matter. The way that they was able to come on in, and the matter turned into more gossip and petty focus than the priority of it. It just make it seem more than whatever it is. So since you want to do all this gossip and petty, why are you hiding my child records? What do you have up in there? They're gonna tell the cops, well, we're gonna send it to the Medicaid company. Call the Medicaid company today. The Medicaid company said, we don't know what they're sending to us for. And yeah, that does make sense. Why would you already bill the ICD-9 codes and all that to them? So why would they need the medical records to send to them to that should directly be coming to that can directly come to me, or you can have me pick them up directly. Another he said, she said matter. There has been a complaint filed with the Medicaid office. They're the Medicaid broker that I'm having a problem with. The Medicaid broker / call center. That's equivalent terms when you hear it in this video, any other video, or so forth like that. And I've sent you the mileage reimbursement. Well, let me tell you, there's several days that they wouldn't give mileage reimbursement because I wouldn't let strangers go in the car. Put my child in the car with these strangers or whomever they had to call me. They wouldn't give me mileage reimbursement for it. And as firmly, I'm going to, if you know that my child wasn't on the roster or canceled out, why you just couldn't send me a message knowing that, the standing order, it was a standing order, and that my child services really depend on this here. You're getting paid for it. It's not like, oh, I'm not getting paid, I'm volunteering to do this. It's not like that. And if you're not available, let me know ahead of time. If it's any disruption, even if it's something that you cannot make note to me because they told you, and of course, they put the bread and put the bread and greens on your table. Still don't let us, just be, just make sure, okay, let me get mileage reimbursement on my own. Anything could have came up. I could have had a situation where, a family member was like, well, no, I don't want your child riding, and you need to bring your own child. That's something that could happen. It's any kind of situation that happened that could have occurred. I'm not, it'll be one thing if I was wrong, and it'll be another thing if I was wrong as the situation starter. I'm not wrong at all as a situation starter. And I'm not wrong as though it's nothing going on and I'm just doing this to be doing this. So that what makes, dumb motherfuckers get there and try to make things bigger what it is. You need to be about conflict prevention. This is you're inciting hostility, because why you gonna, do untrustworthy stuff and then act like the person's supposed to get there and respect you afterwards? It ain't even a why to it. That's what you did, and then you expect the person to get there and, trust you afterwards. And it's about my child. It's not like you got a candy store, a chip store, cold drink, and I want it, you ain't getting it, and I'm cutting up about that. It's not like McDonald's, you ain't give me enough barbecue sauce. Um, you know, the same way, if you don't get there and open your mouth to the dope dealer about them cutting up over some dope, don't get there and come with no negative, generic trimming about how I am to be about my child's safety and his records. TTYL, I update you. Do check the other videos on here. If you want to back window me, the Google Plus ID is the same thing. If you want to back window me, talk to you later. Uh oh.